Imagine a world where your imagination could walk beside you, where a drawing in your notebook could open its eyes, breathe, and call you Takatomon. That's the promise and the price at the center of one of the most beloved entries in the Digimon franchise, Digimon Tamers. Released in the early 2000s, Tamers took a franchise built on colorful adventure and monster collecting fun and turned it into something darker, sadder, and far more emotionally honest than anyone expected. This is a story about loneliness, about the bonds between children and the creatures they love, and about what happens when fiction and reality tear a hole straight through each other. In this video, we're covering everything. When Digimon Tamers aired, who its characters are, and the complete story from beginning to end. Let's get into it. Digimon Tamers is the third series in the Digimon anime franchise, produced by Toei Animation. In Japan, it aired under the title Digimon Tamers from the 1st of April, 2001 to the 31st of March, 2002, running for a full year and 51 episodes on Fuji TV. It followed Digimon Adventure and its sequel, Digimon Adventure 02. But rather than continuing their story, Tamers introduced a brand new cast, a new setting, and most importantly, a new set of rules for how Digimon and humans interact. In North America, the series was licensed by Saban Entertainment and later Disney, airing on Fox Kids and then Toon Disney, starting in 2001, running into 2002, with an English dub produced by Saban. What set Tamers apart creatively was its head writer, Chiaki Konaka, known for his work on more mature, psychologically complex anime. Under his direction, Tamers leaned into real-world logic. The Digimon here aren't just adventuring in a colorful digital world from the start. They're treated as data-based life forms breaking into the real world, and the story spends real time asking what that would actually feel like, practically and emotionally, for a child. The result was a series that many fans and critics consider the emotional high point of the franchise, a show that used a kid's monster-battling premise to talk about grief, isolation, and the pain of growing up. Before we walk through the story, let's meet the Tamers, the children, and their Digimon partners. Takato Matsuki and Guilmon. Our main protagonist is Takato Matsuki, a cheerful, imaginative middle schooler obsessed with the Digimon card game, and more specifically, with drawing his own original Digimon designs. Takato is kind almost to a fault, a little clumsy, and deeply devoted to the idea that the digital world he loves could somehow be real. One night, Takato draws a red and black dinosaur-like creature he names Guilmon, feeds a blank Digivice card into a strange digital device, and impossibly brings his drawing to life. Guilmon starts out almost like an oversized puppy, affectionate, simple-minded, easily excitable, obsessed with bread. But as the story progresses, Guilmon's more primal, instinctual nature becomes a genuine source of danger, and the bond between Takato and Guilmon becomes the emotional backbone of the entire series. Rika no Naka and Renamon. Rika is introduced as Takato's opposite in almost every way, cold, competitive, and dismissive of any sentimentality toward Digimon. She's one of the best Digimon card players around. Raised partly by a fiercely competitive mother and a much gentler grandmother, and she treats her partner, Renamon, less like a friend and more like a tool for winning fights. Renamon, a graceful, fox-like Digimon, is quiet, calculating, and intensely loyal despite Rika's coldness. Much of Rika's arc is about slowly unlearning the idea that strength means shutting people and Digimon out. Henry Wong and Terry Ehrman. Henry is the group's voice of reason. Thoughtful, level-headed, and often the one trying to mediate between Takado's optimism and Rika's harshness. He comes from a family with a personal connection to Digimon research. His father works on the technology behind the Digimon card game, which gives Henry a more technical understanding of what Digimon actually are. His partner is Terriermon, a small, rabbit-like Digimon with floppy ears and a wisecracking, playful personality that hides real depth and a startling power once he digivolves. Jerry Katu. Jerry is a classmate of Takado's, warm, nurturing, endlessly supportive of her friends who spends much of the early series without a Digimon partner of her own, instead cheering the others on. Her story becomes one of the most devastating threads in the entire series, and we'll get to why later. Leomon. Leomon is a noble, lion-like Digimon who becomes connected to Jerry's story. Strong, honorable, and protective, Leomon represents an ideal of what a Digimon partner can be, which makes what eventually happens to him hit even harder. Ryo Akiyama. Ryo is a mysterious, more experienced tamer who arrives partway through the story, rumored among the kids to be some kind of legendary card game champion. He carries his own history with the digital world that predates the main cast's discoveries, and his partner Cyberdramon is a fierce, barely controlled powerhouse. Suzy Wang and Lopmon. Henry's much younger sister Suzy is energetic and a little dramatic, eventually bonding with Lopmon, a gentle counterpart to Terriermon. Kazu and Kenta. Rounding out the main kids are Kazu and Kenta, two of Takado's friends from the card game circle, mostly comic relief early on, but increasingly drawn into the real danger the group faces as the story escalates. Impmon. Impmon is one of the show's most important characters. A small, purple, imp-like Digimon who starts the series without a human partner at all, and whose jealousy and resentment toward the bonded Tamers sets him down a much darker path, one that becomes central to the show's second half. Guilmon. One of the cutest characters is Guilmon. At first, Guilmon appears to be nothing more than a funny little Digimon, but its true identity changes everything. Guilmon contains the legendary Digivolution Light, the mysterious power that allows Digimon to evolve into stronger forms. Without Guilmon, Ultimate and Mega Evolution would become impossible. This secret eventually attracts the attention of powerful enemies. In Digimon Tamers, evolution is not handed out by mystical crests. It is earned through strategy, emotion, and a unique gameplay mechanic, Card Slash. Using the D-Arc Digivice, Tamers can swipe physical Digimon trading cards through the device to grant temporary buffs, weapons, or elemental attributes to their partners in real time. This mechanic bridges the gap between a human game and actual life-or-death survival. When a Digimon evolves in Tamers, it feels monumental. Let's trace Guilmon's evolutionary ladder. Starting as a rookie, Guilmon can evolve into Growlmon, a massive crimson dinosaur whose heavy footsteps shake the ground, yet still retains his deep bond with Takado. But the pressure of the digital battles introduces a darker reality. Dark Evolution. Driven by Takado's overwhelming rage and despair over a fallen friend, Guilmon forced evolves not into a heroic champion, but into Megadramon, a demonic, apocalyptic dragon of pure destruction, whose very existence threatens to tear the fabric of the digital world apart. It is a chilling reminder that human emotion directly corrupts digital data. Meanwhile, Henry's Terriermon evolves into Gargomon, a bipedal, denim-wearing beast equipped with Gatling guns for hands, blending comedy with heavy firepower. Rika's Renamon evolves into Cubimon, a mystical nine-tailed fox wrapped in blue ghostly flames, showcasing grace and spiritual power. The story begins in the fictional Shinjuku area, where Takato and his friends are obsessed with the Digimon card game, unaware that Digimon are anything more than fiction. That changes the night Takato's drawing becomes Guilmon, a living creature he has to hide, feed, and protect in an abandoned building near his family's bakery. Around the same time, Rika discovers she already has a Digimon partner in Renamon, and the two of them are drawn into secretive fights against rogue, aggressive Digimon that begin appearing in the real-world creatures, with no memory of who they are, driven by pure instinct to fight and consume other Digimon's data. Henry and Terry Ehrman join the group next, and the three core tamers, Takato, Rika, and Henry, slowly realize they're facing something bigger than a game. Digimon are crossing over from the digital world into their city, and someone, or something, has to deal with the danger they bring with them. This first arc is largely about discovery and bonding. The kids learn how Digivolution works, how their partners grow stronger through trust and battle, and how their own feelings, fear, excitement, jealousy, affection directly affect their partner's strength. It's a softer, more curious stretch of the story, but it's already laying groundwork for how much heavier things are about to get. The story escalates with the appearance of the Devas, a set of powerful, animal-themed rogue Digimon, acting on orders from a mysterious, godlike entity called Guilmon, who views the human tamers as intruders, corrupting the natural order of the digital world. One by one, the tamers and their allies are forced into increasingly difficult battles against these divas, pushing their partners to digivolve into stronger and stronger forms, just to survive. It's during this arc that Impmon's story turns tragic. Feeling left out and disrespected, mocked by other Digimon for lacking a tamer of his own, Impmon is manipulated into accepting a corrupting power-up that turns him into a much stronger but colder, crueler version of himself. Rather than gaining acceptance, Impmon's new strength isolates him even further, and he begins lashing out at the very children who once treated him kindly. It's one of the show's clearest illustrations of its central theme. Power without connection doesn't heal loneliness, it deepens it. Meanwhile, the story introduces the concept of the digital hazard, a dangerous, world-threatening power theorized to be tied to Guilmon himself, hinted at through a strange mark that appears on his body during moments of extreme stress. It's an ominous thread that the show deliberately keeps vague, letting dread build rather than explaining it all at once. By the end of this arc, the group is stronger, more united, and has picked up new allies including Ryo Akiyama and his partner Cyberdramon, but they've also lost a sense of innocence. Digimon fighting isn't a game anymore. It has real consequences, real danger, and real cost. While the kids figure out what it means to be tamers, the adult world panics. Enter Hypnos, a covert government intelligence agency led by the enigmatic, trenchcoat-wearing Mitsuo Yamaki. Yamaki views unauthorized digital life forms, which he terms wild ones, as a catastrophic security threat to global infrastructure. Utilizing a program called the Juggernaut, Yamaki attempts to violently delete and expel Digimon from the real world. But his heavy-handed interference backfires spectacularly. Yamaki's persistent disruptions tear holes in the barrier between worlds, drawing the attention of the Devas. These are 12 immensely powerful, divine Digimon, based on the animals of the Chinese zodiac, serving the Digimon sovereigns. The Devas descend upon Shinjuku with a singular, terrifying directive. Capture Leomon. Leomon is a small, seemingly helpless, fairy-like Digimon. Yet, Unbeknownst to everyone, Guilmon holds the literal biological catalyst of evolution itself. When the Devas kidnap Guilmon and drag him back through a gateway to the digital world, the Tamers are faced with an impossible choice. Stay safe in their human lives, or step through the portal into an alien dimension to save their friend. Let's look at what Henry's younger sister was doing while playing with her family. At the playground, Susie spotted something in the sky. Upon closer inspection, she saw Terriermon up there. Suddenly, a digital portal appeared, and Susie found herself floating right into it. Her father tried to stop her, but it was too late, and the portal vanished. Upon arriving in the digital world, Susie was delighted by the place and began playing with the Digimon. As she ventured into a mysterious area, a large rabbit-like creature named Impmon appeared. Overjoyed at the sight of the creature, Susie greeted it warmly. Auntie Leomon asked her why she had come there. Susie explained that she simply wanted to help find Terriermon, a decision that came easily to her. Just as Takato and Henry approached Susie, a miracle occurred. Susie suddenly became a tamer. At the same time, Impmon underwent a transformation, shifting into the rookie-level Digimon Leomon. Terriermon was astonished to see Leomon, noting their striking resemblance. Susie was thrilled by the transformation, and she and Leomon prepared to embark on a new adventure together. The final and most defining arc of Digimon Tamers centers on the D-Reaper, not a villain in any traditional sense, but a vast, alien, almost incomprehensible force of pure destruction. Born from deleted, discarded data and humanity's own subconscious anxieties, the D-Reaper doesn't want to conquer or rule. It exists to erase, to return everything to nothing. This arc begins with real, devastating loss. Leomon, Jerry's partner and one of the show's most heroic figures, is killed by Beelzemon, the corrupted monstrous evolution Impmon becomes after fully embracing the dark power he accepted earlier. The death isn't softened or walked back. It's sudden, brutal, and permanent in a way few kids' shows are willing to portray. And it shatters Jerry, sending her into a deep depression and emotional withdrawal from her friends that lasts for much of the remaining story. As the D-Reaper begins manifesting in the real world first as strange agents, then as a horrifying, ever-growing biological mass consuming the city, the Tamers are forced to travel between the real world and the digital world, uncovering the truth about where Digimon actually come from, what bioemergence really means, and just how thin the line between the two worlds has become. Guilmon's connection to the mysterious digital hazard becomes central here. As the threat grows more dire, Guilmon digivolves into more powerful, less controllable forms. And the show forces Takato to confront a horrifying question. What if the thing capable of saving everyone is also the thing capable of destroying it? The D-Reaper arc escalates into an all-out, city-engulfing crisis, with the Tamers, their families, and Digimon allies from across the world converging for a final stand. Impmon, racked with guilt over Leomon's death, ultimately chooses redemption over power, playing a pivotal role in the final battle rather than continuing down his darker path. In the climax, Takato and Guilmon reach their strongest bond yet, but victory comes at a steep cost.
You see, I know that better than anyone.
Leomon?
Do what you must, Beelzemon, but I will not let you hurt these children! Be brave, Jerry. Part of me will always be with you. Remember, you have a lion's heart.
The story forces a heartbreaking choice about what has to be sacrificed to seal the D-Reaper away for good, separating Digimon partners from their human tamers in a way that redefines the emotional stakes of the entire series ending. To defeat a threat capable of deleting physical reality itself, conventional digivolution is no longer enough. The Tamers achieve matrix digivolution, or biomerge, merging their physical bodies and data souls directly with their partners. Takato and Guilmon become Galantmon, Henry and Terriermon become Mega Gargomon, Rika and Renamon become Sakuyamon, alongside a reformed Yamaki, the military, and the original monster makers. The children launch a desperate final offensive into the heart of the D-Reaper. Gallantmon, Crimson Mode, unlocks legendary power to slice through the anomaly, while Mega Gargomon deploys a specialized anti-program sphere to revert the D-Reaper to a dormant state. Jerry is rescued, and Tokyo is saved. Yet, victory comes with a heartbreaking price. The program deployed to dismantle the D-Reaper has an unintended side effect. It destabilizes the digital bonds holding the partner Digimon in the human world. As the dust settles, the Tamers are forced to watch their beloved friends dematerialize and slip away back through the digital portals, returning to the net. Digimon Tamers closes not with a triumphant, uncomplicated celebration, but with a bittersweet farewell, children forced to grow up faster than they should have, carrying the memory of bonds that changed them forever, even if those bonds can't stay in their lives the same way. It's an ending that trusts its young audience with real, unresolved sadness, rather than tying everything into a neat bow. That emotional honesty is exactly why Digimon Tamers has endured as one of the most respected entries in the franchise nearly a quarter-century later. It took a premise built for toy commercials and trading cards and used it to tell a story about loss, jealousy, identity, and what it really means to love something enough to let it go. That's the complete story of Digimon Tamers. From its 2001 debut in Japan, through its unforgettable cast of Tamers and partners, to the devastating, unforgettable climax of the D-Reaper arc. At the 1st of April 2026, Digimon Tamers celebrated its 25th anniversary. To commemorate this milestone, we're excited to unveil a 25th anniversary illustration featuring 20 beloved characters from the series. We're also pleased to share a special interview with Chiaki J. Konaka, the series composer of Digimon Tamers. Thank you to all the fans who have supported Digimon Tamers over the past 25 years. If you've never seen it, it remains one of the most emotionally mature entries the Digimon franchise has ever produced. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.